Good morning, everyone. Monday morning, and we're waking up to this dreadful tragedy in the Philippines. I want to say a few words about that. Number one, I don't think it's got anything to do with global warming, although that's what the environmentalists are going to tell you. But let's get that out of the way with for a second. This is an enormous human tragedy. I want to bring up something from my own personal life that relates to what just happened in the Philippines. In the 1970s, I was living in Hong Kong, and I was a radio reporter for Radio Hong Kong. And Hong Kong at that point, this was about 1973, 74 I think it was, we were hit by a Force 10 typhoon, okay? Now, they're called different things in different parts of the world. Hurricane in America, cyclone in Australia, typhoon in much of Asia. Well, we were hit with a Force 10. That's as strong as it gets. And being a radio reporter locally, we had to go out on the street and report what was going on. We couldn't do live broadcasts. We didn't have the technology in those days, but we held these microphones with a tape recorder, and we'd go out there and record how it was in the Force 10 gale. Well, that's an understatement. It was a Force 10 typhoon, which, by the way, is Cantonese for typhoon, great wind. Anyway, it was a great wind. Stunning. You could not stand up in this. You really couldn't. And the great danger was flying, stuff that was flying in the air at 150 miles an hour. I came out of my apartment to go to work, and there was one of these workman's lamps that had been used to mark road work, and it had been picked up by the wind and went flying right past me and shattered against a brick wall right next to me. I'm telling you this to explain the terror that a huge storm imposes on those it falls upon. I'm sure many of you have felt this real terror. If you've ever been in a twister, I have not, but if you have been in a twister in the Midwest, you know how serious and frightening it can be. Well, I was flat out scared in that Force 10 typhoon that struck Hong Kong, and I was out there on the street doing it. My heart goes out to those people who just experienced these 190-mile-an-hour winds in this typhoon that hit the Philippines. Put politics aside here. Put the cause aside. Put the recriminations aside. This is a vast human tragedy and terrifying for those who went through it. Well, we're going to detail this on our program in about 3 hours' time, along with all kinds of other good stuff that's coming your way. We've got Amazon using the postal service to make deliveries on Sunday. Now, that's fascinating. We've got a fix for Obamacare, which may well end up costing a whole lot of extra money and breaks another promise by the president. It won't add a dime to the deficit. We've got gas prices going down. $3.18 is the national average for regular, and there are now 5 states where there is a 2 handle for a gallon of gas. Anyway, we'll detail all of this coming up later, but in the meantime, just think of those people.